What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Big hoorah to everybody participating out there today. I'm waiting for Mr. Christopher Corey of Corey Consulting to come on board and do an interview with me today. For those of you that don't know Chris is a branding expert, superstar. Chris, you out there? I'm bringing you in right now. Working with some of the highest and best brands in the industry. So it's a pleasure to have him at the Real Talk conference. It's also a great pleasure to have him here today. For those of you that don't know, Chris is one of the owners of Corey Consulting, right?
Corey Consulting, Corey Advertising. We have two different agencies. You always get them mixed up, but don't worry about it, buddy.
That's because I've known you for a while, so I've been through the ringer with you. Hold on a second. Tell me who it is that you are and what you do.
Well, I think in the most basic sense, I'm just a sales guy. When you're a sales guy in advertising, you get the 30,000 foot view of campaigns. You're not in the grind. Therefore, kind of over my career, I've been able to see things from a perspective that even marketers can't see. Like Ray Perez, who's in it. He's in it 100%. He's kind of in the trenches. You can't see the battlefield from the trenches. So,
right.
So I've been able to have a unique perspective on everything. And real estate, of course, as you know, is a family business for me. I believe I'm the only one not in it. And what excited me from the jump about the Real Talk conference, David, and I said it to you, the first thing I said to you is, can I say what I want to say?
Yes.
Go for it, bro. Say what you want to say. And here it is. It's real simple. I hear what realtors say in the market, online, on social media, in interviews. I hear that. But I'm in the war room with them. So I hear what they say when they're not talking to the public. Right. I hear what you guys are really worried about. Not what you're putting out there to the public, what you're really worried about. And what I want to bring to Real Talk, solution to what really matters.
You got paused on me. Ignore that phone call.
Yeah. You know, this is life. It's just gonna go. Yeah, it's not gonna be the first time it happens.
No, it's not. We're good.
So yeah, man, that's what I'm gonna do.
I think one of the coolest things about having you on the Real Talk conference is I've seen you grow, and I think you and I have similar personalities in which we feel like we need to put out the right message in very raw form, right? Sometimes people need to hear the right message in raw form. We can't sugarcoat everything for everybody, right? And so we're in a situation where we want to help people blow up. We want to help people brand. We want to help people grow their businesses. But then, we see them and they walk away and they really don't do much about it. They don't do anything about it. So what I found interesting in talking to Ray Perez, and we can talk about this right now, what I found interesting in talking to him this morning was that you guys are like moving that phone around like crazy. All I hear is, take it away, Chris. Take it away.
There
all right. So what I found interesting was he said that he really hadn't tapped into the real estate industry when it came to branding and personal development. And I asked him why, and he said, realtors don't like to spend money on themselves. And I found that interesting because there's some truth to that, right? And so what I want to do with you right now is I kind of want to talk to you about where do you think realtors should be spending their money right now?
Well, there is a practical reason realtors don't spend money on themselves, and that's the fact that cash flow, it's a business where cash flow is like a desperate situation. You guys go from win to win.
But you don't have to, though.
You don't have to, but they do. And a lot of times, in all businesses, advertising and marketing budgets are the first thing to go. I would say that Ray is correct, that realtors don't like to spend money on themselves. And I believe it's because they're kind of in a constant state of emergency when it comes to cash flow. And you know what I think the purpose is? The reason of that is management. They don't. Most realtors aren't managed well, man. They're thrown into a war room and told to sell and bring commission to the company, and that's it, bro.
I think you're right. I think that it is mismanagement, but I don't think that realtors truly understand that they're in business for themselves sometimes, you know? And I feel like if you are in business for yourself, one of the biggest things you need to do is market and brand yourself accordingly, right? And so if you were a real estate agent and knowing that your family's in the business, so knowing that they're in the business, if you were a real estate agent, where would you be spending your money? You close a deal, you take 25% of that, and you say, I need to spend this to better my business and my brand. Where do you spend that?
Trust touch points. Okay, so to explain that further, you're in a trust business. You're handling something that is the most precious commodity to every human being out there, which is their home, right? They're not going to hire you. Why do you think referrals are the number one way realtors get business? Is because it's a trust. It's the most trustworthy source of leads.
Right.
You have to find out in your demographic where to advertise, where people begin to trust, and then touch as many people in that vertical as possible. Does that make sense?
Right. So do you feel that there is something to the personal brand, that there is something to developing who you are as a realtor and promoting that, becoming a micro local celebrity?
I think that that's all there is for you guys. It's not an important thing. That's it, man. If I went on Facebook right now and put, hey, will somebody give me a referral for a realtor? What do you think would happen to the comment section?
There'd be like 700 comments on there.
Like 700 comments?
And that would only be like one tiny itsy bitsy piece of the spectrum.
And that's absolutely the way your business is. But you have to, by standing out of those 700 comments, I'm going to go, oh, I've seen that guy. I've seen that guy on Instagram TV now. You know, he's with it. He's going to be able to market my house better. I believe that is the only thing that you guys should be focusing on.
Right. So Avo says building relationships, right? So 1,000% building relationships with the people, you know, that, like you called them. What did you call them?
What?
Trust points, right?
Trust touch points.
Or trust touch points. So being able to touch on people who trust you so that they can further refer you, and that would build trust and build relationships and continue to grow that way.
Wrap your head around this one, David. Think about the deals realtors have lost from family members and friends in their network because they don't think that they do real estate seriously.
Right.
Think about that. How much money is that? That is an incredible amount of money for realtors.
Right.
Because there's even memes that go around about it saying, that face you make when your cousin gives their listing to another realtor. That's crazy, man.
And you know that actually happens for multiple reasons. It happens for, number one, you're not branding and marketing yourself well enough to the people that you know, right? That's number one. Or number two, you're branding and marketing yourself to be something that you're not, right? So how many agents are out there blowing up the fact that they're luxury agents but haven't sold one deal, right? So they're only promoting these $5 million houses, $10 million houses. And then what happens is your cousin buys a house with somebody else because she's embarrassed to tell you that her price point is $350. Meanwhile, you're home starving, wondering what you could have done with the $9,000 you almost made.
Absolutely, bro. 100%. And a lot of that has to do with the focus on, I'm number one in my office. And they're not attacking their actual demographic.
Right.
They're not farming. They're not farming the areas that they should be farming. And again, man, that goes back to management. Who's directing them? Who's mentoring them?
Right.
Who's telling them that they need to be a micro influencer in the West Kendall area? You know, no one's telling them.
How do you feel about content? What kind of content should agents be putting out there?
Man, listen, you guys are in one of the most saturated regions of the country for realtors, correct?
Yep.
Right? you have no choice but to be yourself, right? It has to be raw. You said it was raw because it has to be raw, bro.
Right.
There's no other choice.
I got a really good friend of mine. People think that they can't be themselves, and I have a really good friend of mine. His name's JP Pena. JP is a top producing agent in Los Angeles, right? Does multiple deals. Average price point is just over 600,000. The reason that his average price point is over 600,000 is because the VA and FHA max over there is just over 600,000. So he plays in that field. Why does he play in that field? Because he spent a long time in the United States Marine Corps. He's tattooed from wrist to neck, you know, and he's short and he's super stocky and built. And people looked at him and they were like, you know, dude, you're trying to play in Beverly Hills. You're a Mexican guy with tattoos from your hands to your neck to your stomach to your chest. You have this Marine Corps attitude. You're never gonna sell in the luxury market. And that pissed him off so much. He said, you know what? Yes, I am. And guess what? He promoted himself who he is. Guess what he is? He loves veterans. He stands for veterans. He participates in a lot of charities that deal around the veteran spectrum, right? And he's a family man. He's a father. He's always on video with his kids. You know, so for him, that's who he is. And people hire him because of him. They don't care about the tattoos or where he's from or his nationality or any of that stuff. So not only do most of his deals come at the $600,000 range because those are the veterans and those first-time home buyers coming to him, but then there's the other aspect. There's the $1, the $2, the $3 million sellers that come and talk to him because of who he is, and he's become himself and found a place in the real estate world.
It's I can't preach it enough. Look at me, David. Dude, I am a white guy with red hair in Miami who can't see.
Yeah, you're the opposite of what he is.
Well, wait, man. I'm in a heavily Hispanic market, owning an advertising agency, which advertising is communication. And I have red hair, dude. I can't waste time trying to be like everybody else who's in my game.
Right.
Yeah. I'm me, dude. I'm out.
You got to be you.
Guy. I'm a dad. Same. Yeah, that's it. And I am the furthest thing from a Spanish speaker. You know, I mean, that's what I am.
Awesome, bro. All right, man, listen, I appreciate your time. We killed it. We put about 20 minutes in, even with all the flunks and defaults, but we figured this technology shit out. So I'm excited to see you at the Real Talk Conference. You're going to be on one of our panels talking about social media and exposure, and that's going to be real big for us. We're going to talk about brand development. We're going to talk about foundational work when it comes to marketing. So I'm excited that you are not a real estate agent. You're in the advertising platform and business, but you do have enough real estate experience to bring something solid to the table. And I told people the Real Talk Conference is not focused on real estate alone. It's what I know, so it's what it was built around. But this is a business conference, man. We're talking, foundation work. We're talking business. We're talking exposure. We're talking marketing. I don't care, and I say it again and again, and I say it in my book, Take Action. I don't care if you sell lollipops, bicycles, or real estate. It's all the same platform. It's all very similar. It all works in similar ways. So in my opinion, what you bring to the table is going to be priceless for the attendees, and I really appreciate you doing it.
Well, final point, dude. One of the reasons that for the last, almost decade, some of our real estate clients, the reason that they heed our advice is because we're not real estate people.
Right.
We have our fingers on other industries.
Right.
So, man, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, everybody that's watching, get out there. If you want to see Chris live, you want to see me live, you want to see Josh Altman hit the stage, go to realtalkcon.com, realtalkcon.com. It's a Real Talk conference happening on August 15th. Avo, I hope to see you there. And you know, he had a lot of comments on good advice and building relationships and the 33% rule. So man, again, appreciate you. Looking forward to seeing you on the stage, man.
All right, buddy. Thanks, David.
All right, take it easy, man.